Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
Hey, Shooter, you at home? I never get back in there. I will kick you.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
It's your guy.
What you gotta say to the camera?
Yes, sir. Since you wait a giant.
You know all you want to. He's built for this shit. We don't fold, motherfucker. We don't fucking fold.
Son, I gotta do that in this.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
It's your guy who was never lying. Sometimes defiant, TP Waiter Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure that you like, comment, and if you're new, subscribe. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers. All right, we moving. The engagement is going, but we have a goal. We're going to get there with your support, man. So if you are a New York Giant fan / soldier, this is the place for you, man. Shout out to my guy, El Jefe. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Thanks for rocking with us. So, y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. It is week 5. The New York Giants have the Seattle Seahawks. This is gonna be a task, y'all. I'm not even going front. Let's not water nothing down. I think we're past that. Let's just be real. This is gonna be a task. I have my concerns. And I think my concerns kind of mirror most Giant fans' concerns. I mean, there's some obvious concerns out there with. Of course, there's the injury report that is not looking as healthy as we would like it, but at the same time, you gotta realize as New York Giant fans, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. We have seen a lot worse. So with Malik Neighbors being out, that takes a lot away from our offense. Of course, you have Devin Singletary, who is doubtful. You have Malik Neighbors and Andrew Phillips and Adoree Jackson, who is questionable. And hopefully we have those dudes on board because I do think that they are going to be a major piece. Like I said, outside of that, we good. But it could be a lot worse, man. Giants fans know this. El Jefe says it's definitely going to be smash mouth football for sure. It is, man, and we're gonna definitely talk about it. And that's LP says I love the content, bro. Daniel Jones will carry us this week. Trust. Giants salute to my guy. That's LP. That is soldier mentality right there, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm with you. Mike G, Giants salute to you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. El Jefe says, we pull off the win. My homie ain't going to hear the end of it. He's a Seahawks fan. And you better not let him off the hook. Because everyone has counted us out of this game. Everyone. So if we win this game, not only do I see some light at the end of the tunnel, I think this is going to be a big momentum shifter because of the schedule that is before us. But let's just talk about it a little bit. Let's work through this. Let's see what we could come up with, man. Michael Underwood says, left hand up. Who are we? We the Commanders. Yeah, well, we'll see if y'all have your left hand up this week. Y'all have the Cleveland Browns. Luckily for y'all, the Cleveland Browns is dealing with the injury bug like crazy. I looked at their injury report, and damn, it's looking like y'all about to play the preseason Cleveland Browns. But We'll see how it actually is on game day. You know what I mean? Y'all on a high right now. Y'all are number one in the division as of right now. So I understand. Y'all on cloud nine. I hear you. I see you. El Jefe says he acting like they played actual comp besides the Lions so far. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. They beat a bunch of disheveled teams. It's annoying how delusional he can be. Hey, man, I like that. I like that. That is a good point, man, because strength of schedule does matter. It definitely does matter. I don't care what nobody else tries to persuade you to believe and what nobody else says. It does matter. So I love that point. I love that point. Omega Supreme says, at work tonight, just tapping in to hit the like button and say what up. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Giant salute to my giant soldier, Omega Supreme, man. I understand how it is, man. Get that money, do what you can do, man. Michael Underwood says, lucky for y'all, you may get a draft pick next year during the drafts. He's still on that NFC East soldier momentum, man. I see it. I'm gonna just read this and we're gonna get into it. El Jefe says we literally have the sixth. Let me say that again: sixth toughest schedule this season. People have to consider that, man. People have to consider that we already are two divisional games in where we were in each and every one of these games except for the Vikings one. And so this team is definitely capable of being 3-1. You know, ultimately, I think we just have to find a way to win, man. We just have to find a way to win. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I think that is what we are lacking the most. Is we don't know how to win. We don't know how to close games, and we don't know how to win. I do think that is something that we can build on. I do think that is something that we can figure out. And there's some other things that fall in the line with that I think that as the season goes on, we can put it together. You know, it still is early, but when you start off as rough as we started off, we can't think of that early mindset. We gotta go now. It's time to go. So let's break it down, man. Let's break it down. We are going to be playing in a rough environment, man. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I can only give y'all the real. To play in Seattle, where their fan base is known to be effective, known to be loud, known to be just wilding out, known to be crazy. 12 is what they call them. We know that there's going to be momentum swinging on their end. And for us, we are going to have to lock in completely. Lock in completely. When we already are on the plane, but when we touch down, we need everybody holding each other accountable. We are going to need captains to be captains. We're going to need leaders to actually lead. And we're going to have to get that aura in that locker room for them to understand that this mission is not impossible, but it's time to go to work. It is time to go to work. When we get to Seattle, man, and we watch that pregame, I don't want to see no smiles. I don't want to see no laughing with players and all of that. I want to see everybody locked in. I want to see everybody frustrated. Like they say that they are, I want to see it. I want us to play that way. We are going to have to play good football all around. We're going to have to be disciplined. We're going to have to be focused. We're going to have to do the small things. We're going to have to get our assignments right. We're going to have to communicate out there. We are going to have to play the best football that we have played all this year, including the Brown game. We're going against an offense that is no slouch, y'all. I watched their last showing, and even though they took a L. I'm not going to sit here and act like that you have a running back in Kenneth Walker that isn't going to be a problem. The New York Giants is going to have to show me we can stop the run. I'm tired of saying to myself that we have the tangibles to do something. I want to see it. I want to see it. They have DK Metcalf, who is right behind Malik Neighbors when it comes to receiving yardage. Malik Neighbors is tied for second place in the NFL. He is 386 yards deep into this thing. 35 receptions, which 35 receptions makes him the most in the league. DK Metcalf is right behind him. 24 receptions, 366 yards. So that goes to show that we can't sit here and act like DK Metcalf is not DK Metcalf. I know a lot of people, they try to trick their minds into believing like, maybe. No, he's showing that he is going to be him. But I have news for y'all. I know and understand that Deonte Banks hasn't been our favorite person in the world. But I'm going to go ahead and call it. I like this matchup with Deonte Banks and DK Metcalf. I think Deonte Banks kind of struggles with the shiftier and quicker receivers. I'm excited to see Deonte Banks line up with somebody who's more of that physical body, more of that physical play. Now, don't get me wrong, DK Metcalf is fast, but I definitely think that physical is going to match physical, and I think this style is gonna improve to the showing of what Deonte Banks is going to display. My man from NYG Blue Zone, man. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat, man. So if you are free, if you are able, come on through, man. We're gonna talk about this thing, man. We're gonna talk about this thing. There we go. I put the link in the chat. To my man Attikis, man, I went ahead and put the link in the chat. Let's catch up. Let's catch up with this chat, man, because I actually see some craziness in here that I will just stop to address, man. Y'all, you got to realize who you talking to, man. You got to realize who you talking to. I mean, I don't duck no smoke. This is TP Way the Giant over here. That's the last thing we do. We don't duck no smoke. Stop making excuses and call it for what it is. Guys got to play together and not play for their own stats and bad play calling. I don't know what excuses you heard me mention. I don't know. What excuses did you hear me say? Remind me, because I didn't hear any excuses. Matter of fact, I think I just literally said what you're saying. I think I am saying that everybody has to lock in. To summarize what I just said. Maybe I'm tripping. One thing we could definitely use is not taking our foot off the gas in the second half. For sure. Matter of fact, I will go as far as to say this. We can't start off slow. We cannot start off slow, man. You think about some of the previous games that we've had when special teams is just completely starting off the game as disasters. The Washington game, they return it to the crib. The Cleveland game, we fumble. It's like, we have to start off firing. We have to start off being physical. We have to start off being aggressive. Punch them in the mouth before we decide to counter. No more countering. It's time for us to go. And we're going to talk about that more, man, because I also need the coaching staff to have that mindset. Michael Underwood says, y'all need a coacher. Yo, you are a Washington fan. You are a Washington fan. If anybody needs a culture, it's y'all. It's y'all. We have a culture. We just need to get back to it. We just need to get back to our culture. Come on, y'all. What is the Washington Commanders culture? That's what I want to know. What is y'all culture? Y'all don't even look. Last time I checked, y'all have about 50 names we could call y'all. Redskins, Washington football team, the Commanders, all types of stuff. What is y'all culture? All right. Here we go. My man, the Attikis, man. What's going on, bro?
What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I can't call it. I'm just scratching and itching and just waiting, man, until tomorrow,
Same.
man, because I feel that upset alertist type of vibe. I don't want to push it too heavy because I do understand that we have to go out there and execute. We have to go out there and do.
No doubt.
How I'm feeling. Real quick, man. While you here, man, I just wanted to take the time to just say, man, I came across your channel, man. Shout out to the algorithm to just working like that. And I love the content, man. I love the content. And I'm a fan of finding, the up and starting new pages early
No
because
doubt.
I like when I see the beginning process of it. So as you just go ahead and you be consistent with it and you form it into something further in the future, I will have the honor and privilege to say, yo, I was there in the beginning.
I
So
appreciate you, brother.
I keep going, bro, man. I'm always tuned in as you see me commenting under the videos. And
Yeah.
I just got finished watching you and your daughter
She had a lot to say.
I loved it. I loved it. I gotta get my daughter right, man, because it was school day and she's with her mom and her mom had her put on a Packers jersey and we had to have a talk.
Oh, that's a fan violation.
Yeah, man. We look, we had to sit down and have a real talk.
Yeah.
She's doing her grades is really good and she
Good.
tried to sidetrack me with mentioning that, and I'm like, look, let's push the grades to the side for a second. Still,
Right,
you
right,
know
right.
what I mean? But that was dope, man. So yeah, I just logged on, man. So you came in at a perfect time, and go ahead, man. Tell the people, man, where they could find you and what you got going on your end.
Yeah, so we just formed our podcast. It's the NYG Blue Zone. We put out content maybe 3 or 4 times a week. We try to keep fans up to date with any of the changes that we find happening with the teams, the players, coaches, anything that we think people will find of interest. If it's interesting to me, then it's probably interesting to you too. So we do that. We definitely do a pregame show. We do a post-game show. My daughter and I, she's 9 years old, and I became a season ticket holder the year she was born. So she's been to many Giants games. And initially I thought she was just going to go and be like wildly distracted by anything that was shiny and made loud noises. But yo, she be into the game, right? Like she got player autographs. Like she's been to Giants kids training camp and things like that. So she's really into it. And I'm happy to be a part of that journey with her. So we share in this New York Giants ride together.
Oh, that is super fire. That is
No
super
doubt.
fire. That, if you are a father, that is what you like dream of right there. That is the epitome of having that daddy-daughter relationship, man. But y'all could kind of just, build off the bond that you've installed in her since birth, man. That is super dope, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
I have four gremlins myself, man, and if I bring them in here and he gonna start yelling Giants everything too, man. My boys especially, they don't play. They like me, man. So I never have to, worry about that with them. But yeah,
Nice.
That's dope, man. I'm gonna get to this chat real quick, man. I see y'all in here. Sarah says hi, TP Way. Sarah, she is a Viking fan, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you what, man. Me and Viking fans, outside of week 1, we have a good rapport, man. We are actually rooting for each other in a way until we play each other, because week 1 we had a live with another Vikings content creator, and it was man, it was fire. It was fire. We did our talking shit and all of that, and the engagement was real. The fans was getting involved in the chat, and it was a good moment, man. So after that, they definitely gained my respect, and to see them carry that momentum and to go undefeated, I respect it. So that's kind of the rapport that I have with the Viking fans right now. Until we play them. But they good with me, man. Let me see. Michael Underwood says, yesterday when you were on with all the guys. Yeah, I knew that's the energy that you was carrying, man. My NFC East Soldier Show, where we have a representative from each person in the division. We got after it yesterday, man. We did a lot of talking, and I understand, man. I understand you carrying that energy with you, Michael. I understand.
Washington fans feeling real good right now.
They
should
are.
be.
Yeah,
They
they
should
are.
be.
They are, man. And for them, I mean, to them, it's like, man, we finally have a quarterback. You know,
I mean, they've been in an abusive relationship with the Washington Commanders for well over 10 years.
Oh, man.
It's about time.
Come
And not
on.
for nothing, Jaden Daniels is the real deal so far. I mean,
Yeah.
the sample size is still small, and there's still a lot of time to see exactly what he's going to be working with. I think the true test of a quarterback is when they're dealing with adversity, right?
Yeah.
When things aren't going your way, you done threw 2 picks, you got sacked 4 times, and what you going to do now? I think that's when you are truly going to see. When everything's going right, it's going right, right? But when you are tested, when your resolve is brought to the front row, that's when you really get to see what you made of. So
that's
we'll
a
see.
fact.
So far, so good.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what I'm telling them, man. Like, you know, I can only say but so much to Washington fans, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wouldn't be happy if I was in your position. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And ultimately, look, a win is a win. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't care how much we beat a team by. I don't care even how we do it. Let's get a win. Let's get some wins lined up now, because it's that time. We need them. We need to stack it up. Mike G says, I subbed to your channel other day because TP said to check it out. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, that's dope, man. Yes,
Salute.
everybody continue to subscribe to my guy here, man. Look, if you are a New York Giant fan, I'm telling you,
Appreciate
the content
you,
is
Mike.
there. The content is there. All right, so yeah, Michael, I see you, Michael. I see you. But anyway, I was just speaking on our defense lined up against Seattle. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that. I think that it's going to be a walk in the park by any means. I do think that it is a lot more it's a lot possible than people are giving us credit for. I think that if our defensive line can show me Cleveland Brownish type defensive line play, I think we could make something happen. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't see what I seen versus Detroit. Like, they don't play fast. Like, they are not creative. Like, they are not explosive. Our secondary is going to have to play the best game that they've played all year. And I know I've seen you speak about Deonte Banks. He's going to be a major key, man. He's going to be a major key, man. So talk to me. How do you feel about where we sit defensively matched up with them guys?
So defensively, I think they're going to have their hands cut out, right? You got, on paper going into the season, I felt very good about our line. I felt good about our edge rushers. I felt good about our defensive tackles. You know, Dexter Lawrence game speaks for itself. Elijah Chapman, he's undersized, but he is as strong as they come. And he gets up in there, right? He does work. And then you got Roches Nunez, who I wanted to see more from him in terms of stopping the run and applying pressure. I just don't think we've seen that as Giants fans yet. And because of that, you're asking your cornerbacks to do more than they're capable of doing. In fact, you've exposed some weaknesses with Deonte Banks. And listen, I like Deonte Banks, right? I'm a Tay Banks fan, but I don't know that Tay Banks is good enough to trail a number one receiver on any team for more than 2.5, 3 seconds. If he has to, his trail technique, first of all, is trash. He does not do it well at all. Once somebody gets ahead of him, he does not how to close the gap. And then he does not know where to put his hand and deflect the pass so that it doesn't turn into a reception. He's just not very good at that. And I can identify that weakness in him being a Giants fan. And I'm not trashing my man. I'm just saying this is what I'm observing.
Right.
You know, but what I will say is Drew Phillips shown me a lot. He's just dealing with that calf injury. I don't know that he's going to be a factor. Adoree Jackson is another one dealing with it. I do like Tyler Nubin. I think he's going to be very good. I would like to see a little more Jason Pinnock up at the line affecting the run. If you get pressure at the line, you take off a lot of pressure on your secondary level and your corners, and then I think you can have a decent game against this offense. You ain't gonna shut them down, though. They got too many weapons. You got DK, you got Lockett, you got Smith and Jigba. These guys are ballers. They know how to find that space in the zone and make it happen. So I don't feel too optimistic about their ability to cover these talented players. And not for nothing, Geno Smith, the Seahawks version, is not the Geno Smith Jets version.
Man, I'm trying to tell people.
He's on another level, man. So if the Giants plays, and you brought up a very good point, when they played the Cleveland Browns and the packages that Shane Bowen called in, and they put pressure on Deshaun Watson, he looked very pedestrian. He did not look like an NFL level quarterback. So if we can see something similar, I think that they have a chance to slow them down. They still going to put up 20 points, 24 points, something like that. They're going to do that. Which then presupposes if the Giants are going to come out with a victory without Malik Neighbors, they got to have all hands on deck, man. That's a tall order.
Woo! Definitely. You told no lies. And I think that is the main thing defensively for me, man, is the health of Adoree Jackson and Andrew Phillips. They say that they are around there in practice, working out.
Getting there.
They're getting there. So right now it stands as there is questionable. Hopefully we got them on board. Because I don't think I am not comfortable with Cordell Flott being at CB2, but right behind him you have McLeod and possibly a Trey Hawkins or whoever. I don't like that depth piece. Now, Cordell Flott played a good, solid game versus Dallas.
He played a little better. But I would rather have him come behind someone like a Dory or like Andrew than to just have him starting out the gate. I would feel more comfortable with that. Like you said, our hands are going to be full. Our hands are going to be full, and I don't want to sugarcoat that at all, man. And listen, I do think to Deonte Banks' defense, he's a very handsy guy. And he likes to play physical at times. And I think any time that he is not playing physical, it takes away from what he does or what he is known to do. I think this is a better matchup for him. Styles make fights. The shifty, the quick, the fast receivers, those are the guys that I can see myself saying that he is going to struggle with. But a DK Metcalf, and I don't get me wrong, look, DK Metcalf is having one hell of a season. He's right behind Malik Neighbors when it comes to receiving yardage. And I don't think that he's going to necessarily stop him,
but I do think that he will look better versus the DK. At least I'm hoping, So that's where I kind of feel as far as that is concerned.
Mhm.
Yeah, and defensively, man, I just hope Coach Shane, man, is coaching up a good game, man. And
Mhm.
we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that for sure.
I think Banks can deliver the way that you said you hoped he will. But what I've noticed is his pre-snap positioning has been terrible. He's either standing too far off of the receiver or his bump and run pressure, he's way too close and he doesn't adjust properly. So if he can be coached into being in the proper position and have his body positioned to prevent the receiver from going outside if you got inside help or vice versa, I think he'll have a much better game. It's some real small parts of his game, just technique things that I think if he straightened out, he'll have a much better performance.
Right. That's very true, man. That is very true. Um,
Mhm,
that that's one part of it.
mhm,
The I guess I don't know if it is the bigger question, but maybe I mean in my head I think it is. On the other side of the ball,
mhm.
Malik Neighbors being out, man, that's such a big chunk of the offense, man. It's like I don't even know what to really expect. Like I don't even know what I'm going to see. I mean, everybody's been rooting and chanting to see Jalen Hyatt. Uh, we're gonna hopefully we're gonna utilize him and utilize his speed. You got Isaiah Hodgins. I think he's been lifted off the practice squad. I am excited to see that, but is it going to be enough? Is it going to be to where we can match their energy? And it's a big question mark. It's a big question mark.
I agree. I was thinking about that heavy, right? And Malik Neighbors is a specimen, right? He is a player that any team in the league would love to have. But need I remind you that Daniel Jones, and he catch a lot of smoke. My
Yo,
God,
yo,
this guy,
yo,
listen, he just
man.
catch it from every
Oh my
direction. And
God,
I get
man.
it, right? I get it. We've been waiting
Woo.
a long time to have a successful season. But Daniel Jones had Richie James looking like a threat, right?
Come on,
He
man.
had no, he had he listen, the part of the reason why Darius Slayton is as consistent as he is because DJ found him and threw the ball to him, right?
Yep.
Like Richie James, who is a career punt returner, led our team in receptions. He had Wandale Robinson go down with a torn Achilles, he had 100 receiving yards in a TD. I think it was against Dallas 2 years ago. On his way, lost him for the season. Brought
Yep.
Isaiah Hodgins in off the practice squad from the
Man.
Buffalo Bills and looked like, where did they find this guy? So the Giants, and I credit Coach Brian Dable for being able to bring out the best in some of these players. He found a way to
Yep.
take players that nobody was interested in signing
Yep.
and having them have successful years. So is it possible that the Giants can move the chains, move the ball down the field, do the things that they want to do to score some points? Yeah, it's possible. But if we look just short in the rearview mirror, they had 5 scoring drives last week and couldn't put a touchdown on the board. 5
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Five field goals, no
Yep.
less. And then DJ has struggled with his deep ball accuracy lately. I don't know where that came from because he used to be very accurate throwing the deep ball.
Yeah.
So we need to see a lot of things go right offensively for the Giants in order for them to get the production that they need to outscore the Seattle Seahawks. Can they do it? Yo, TP, I think they can do it, right? I think they can do it. Do I believe they're going to do it though?
Exactly. That's it.
I don't know,
That's it.
fam.
That is it, man. And look, y'all, look. I know people hate to hear anybody say anything positive about Daniel Jones. And what people have to understand is, like, when y'all put us in a position to talk real, to talk like the reality of situations, it sounds like we are defending Daniel Jones more than what we actually are, but we are just trying to get everyone on the clear mind to just know what you're watching, because I it's just been bothering me, man. It's been bothering me that no matter what, DJ just gets the blame.
He does.
I've watched. I tell people all the time, man, when I watch these games, I don't just watch them once. I watch them a good 3 to 4 times. And these last 3 games, I will take that play from Daniel Jones. Now, to your point, the deep ball, I honestly believe is going to come. I do believe. I don't think that's going to be a season-long thing. He's even said that he's kind of overthrown receivers in preseason. He's overthrown receivers in the earlier games. So he's kind of took off a little bit on some of those throws, and it is shown. I honestly believe that's what it is, because that noodle arm narrative is that's crazy, because he's shown that he could still get it down there. We just got to get the timing and the accuracy right.
Right.
And like you said, we've seen it from him before. So let's not try to now paint the picture like he's not capable of getting it done.
Right.
Hopefully we see. I mean, we have Jalen Hyatt coming on board this game. It would be a disservice, man, if we can't get a shot, down the field.
100%.
So, and look, I see y'all in the chat. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm reading it. I see y'all trying to get me to, you know what I mean, get my Daniel Jones rants on and all of that. But look, man, Daniel Jones is a big part of this. I definitely believe that. But I think there's a lot of other pieces to this game in particular that is going to be very important, man. I see y'all. Michael Underwood says, I support you, brother, because you are a great content creator and a true fan of your team. And you guys are very entertaining to watch. Respect. Yeah, salute, bro. Yeah, man. You know how it is over here, man. You could talk your talk. I welcome that, man. I welcome that. So I'm with it for sure. That's LP says, how is Daniel Jones holding us back when we lead the league in drops?
No doubt.
Yo. LP.
Can I just interject one thing also?
Yep.
I think that this bears repeating, I'm going to take it back a little bit, right? But when Eli was the quarterback, the Giants did nothing to provide him any type of protection, right? Like to secure his legacy. Our O-line has been at the bottom of the league for probably 10 years now, right?
For sure.
Into Daniel Jones, we still had the same O-line issues. Not for lack of trying. They tried to draft different players to help to clog the holes in that sieve of an offensive line that the Giants had, but nothing worked. Finally, I can say confidently, I like our offensive line. This is the first time in a long time I can say that. But Daniel Jones is still dealing with the ghosts of offensive lines from the past. He hasn't felt comfortable in the pocket. In fact, I would dare say last week, you could see he was finally comfortable in the pocket, feeling like I'm not about to get my clock run, right?
Yeah.
So he's the comfort he's feeling is going to translate into him taking the right step, right drop, and throwing that ball and it falling into the bread basket, the bread basket. So receivers can catch the ball in stride and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But it took time for him to get out of his head. I think it was mental for a long time for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Eli, man, I could never forget. I think it was a Monday Night Football game, Dallas Cowboys. Eli Manning got sacked and looked like, what the fuck just happened? It was crazy. And that's what Daniel Jones walked into. So listen, and I'm not his public defender. He has to play better in certain situations.
That's a fact.
But these people, man, a drop pass that hit you in your hands, and then he could have threw it better. If he would have threw it 4 inches to the left and 2 inches higher, that would have been a completion. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, I hear you. I understand where you're coming from, but damn it, man, stop.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And that's basically my whole point, man. That's my whole point. When I play ball, that's what I played, is receiver. So like I don't be when people be making these excuses for receivers, man, I just don't be getting it. I could tell how a ball is dropping. Like, okay, that would have been a difficult catch. Okay, that one right there, he should have brought that one in. You know, that one right there, he didn't watch it all the way. Like, I can see these things. And so it's just like I some of these people try to just negate all of that, man. They don't want to hear that, even though it is 100% facts. They do not want to hear it, and they just want Daniel Jones up out of here, and that is it. And my whole thing is, listen, if we get a new bright and shining quarterback and we don't fix these problems, then what we gonna say?
Right.
You know what I mean? Mr. McFadden says,
two shows you the whole story too. When you
come
watch
on.
that, you can see the whole play develop and unfold and what really happened.
Yeah, that's a fact. Mr. McFadden says Daniel Jones is not it. He will never get y'all to a bowl. The boy just don't got it. Hey, Mr. McFadden, I hear you, but you got to understand, man. I've heard this before. They said the same thing about Eli Manning. I want you to understand that. They literally said the same thing about him. And so I said this last show. The thing about, New York Giants style of football is y'all have to stop believing that you just need this phenomenon and quarterback to win games and get to a bowl. Like, y'all are expecting for every good team to have a Patrick Mahomes or to have a Lamar Jackson or whatever. My goal is not to be like anybody else. I like our brand and style of football. New York Giants, history-wise, we have a good defense. We have a bunch of dogs. We play with intensity. We play with heart. We play with discipline. And we have a running game. And then off of that, our passing game connects with being able to execute and making plays. Historically, that is typically our brand of football. Y'all talking about wanting to be like the Chiefs and have a high-powered offense and being like, whoever the quarterbacks that y'all name and love, that's for them. That's good for them. There's 100 ways to skin a cat. So I come from that perspective. I don't even believe that you could just so confidently and easily say, oh, okay, this quarterback will take you to a bowl. I mean, it takes more than that. It really do. Mike G says, exactly, TP. Act like he, I guess that's a can't throw because that's throws is what you were trying to type. Throws was short. Well, what about when he overthrew the receiver? Mm-hmm. The hate DJ gets is unreal. Act like he's the devil and shit. He's getting used to the old line. Yeah, man, mm-hmm. I'm with you. I'm with you. For every drop pass, there's a missed throw from him. It balances out. Yo, I'm glad you said something that crazy. I'm glad you did. Because this is also what happens. Is y'all will completely just lie. Y'all will just lie. Like, y'all just literally say things to help y'all argument, but you can't say that to somebody who watches us. Like, for a casual fan, okay, they may run with that and they may believe you. I see the games. This is not a fact. Especially these last 3 games. He has been playing good ball. There's a missed throw from him, but there's a missed throw from every quarterback that you name and love. So, nice try, but this is not a fact. Mr. McFadden says, we've been through this with Kirk. The longer y'all keep him, the longer y'all going to be in this position. Listen, and this is the point that people fail to realize when they hear me, defending or talking about Daniel Jones. Look, if a new quarterback gets the job done, I am not complaining. I Like, I want y'all to understand, I am not going to be shedding tears if we get rid of DJ. I just need somebody that's going to be in there and go get the job done. You know what I mean? So, y'all, look, if that is what it is, then that is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You either trolling or DJ got y'all on payroll as public defenders. No way you're serious with this. Yeah, no way you watching this. There's no way you watching this. You're not the only one with NFL Plus. I watch the all 22 film too. You watch the Giants? I mean, okay, that's cool. But do you watch the Giants? And I know, man, a lot of people hit me with this. You know, they watch the film and all of that. Okay, well, some people don't even know how to watch film. So, I mean, yeah, I get you. It sounds good. The last man standing says that too high safety look got everyone second guessing the deep ball across the league. The deep shots are down. He's been taking what the defense gives him. The pass will open up eventually. Mr. McFadden said, y'all might as well trade us Sexy Dexy so we can make this bull run. All right, I know that's your mission. I'm telling you right now, Dexter Lawrence is the last person we looking to trade, man.
I can't stand interdivisional trades.
Oh my
Can't
God.
stand them.
Oh my God. That is the worst. That is the worst. And the NFC East got it bad, man. Like I don't know what's going on with that, but
I'll be honest with you though. I'm not sure who Mr. McFadden's a fan of, but I'm hoping Washington. And
I think he's a Vikings fan, if I'm not
he's a
mistaken.
Vikings fan.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's a Vikings fan. Big task at hand says, I want Daniel Jones to play the whole season. Salute.
So do I.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm with you. Yeah, he's a Vikings fan. Yeah, yo. So yeah, I mean, look, I hear y'all. And I do want to add this, man. This is going to be Daniel Jones' biggest test right here. I mean, you remove your number one wide receiver from the equation, and you have a defense that's going to fly to the ball. You have corners that is going to react to different things that I don't think that he has seen this season this far. I don't know about y'all, but I have Witherspoon, that pick that he thrown to Witherspoon. I have that just replaying in my head. So I hope that, it also lights a fire up under him low key. And I think this is going to be a task for him for sure. But I think what people are not mentioning as much is we have to establish a run game. We have to. I mean, we can't go out there having these BS simple right up the middle play call and run game. Like, no, man. We need Tyrone Tracy to have his welcome out party.
I like Tracy.
I like Tracy too, man. I like Tracy too, and I think he's been waiting on this moment. I think Devin Singletary, he's doubtful, so I'm not sure that we'll see him. So I think Tyrone Tracy, he's been waiting on this moment. This is it, man. This is it. He could add to the passing game as well, and so I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he's going to do tomorrow as well. Let me see. Solving the race problem says we would be better with Joe Flacco for real. DJ just helps the team lose. All right, you trolling now. All right, I get it. All right.
I think that they should just let Moda just take another week, get his groin right, make Tracy the number one back, and back him up with Eric Gray. And I hope they elevated Dante Miller from the practice squad because that kid is fast. He can catch the ball out the backfield. There's no need of trying to bring him back too soon if he's just going to re-aggravate that injury and, keep him off the field longer than he needs to be.
No, for sure. For sure. Made by Giants. LOL. So you saying we haven't seen, I'm guessing you're saying seen, DJ without a number one wide receiver? LOL. Year 6, buddy. And I don't know if that clown face is for me or whatever, but hey, I'm a receive it. We have to see what we have in DJ. LOL, shake my head bye. I don't know where you got I haven't seen DJ without a number one wide receiver thing from. what I was trying to communicate to you was that this is Daniel Jones in the year of 2024 without a number one wide receiver. This is a completely different offense than what we have seen in the past. So I am not going to refer back to the past because we could go all day with that. We have seen him without a number one wide receiver because Attikis just explained to y'all what he did in 2022. So I'm gonna let
He
you
has
get.
not had a number one.
Yeah,
I mean, Galladay was supposed to be a true number one, and Galladay was in the doghouse real quick with the coach staff. I mean,
exactly.
And then Waller, that was so disappointing. I don't want to, revisit old times,
That's
but
a fact.
not for nothing. When he finally did get a number one receiver, like a true alpha, like a number one receiver in my book is defined as a receiver that's so good, any other team in the league would want that player also. He hasn't had that yet. Galladay, nobody wanted Galladay. Who was his other wide receiver? Golden Tate at one point? Who wanted Golden Tate?
Golden Tate.
Darius Slayton. And as much as we see value in Darius Slayton, I still say Darius Slayton is not a one. He's a two, but he's not a one.
No, for sure.
Now that he does have a number one wide receiver, look what happened. This kid's on pace for having 1,500 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns, probably offensive rookie of the year, probably offensive player of the year if he can remain healthy. Listen, I do not want to overstate the fact that I'm comfortable with whatever decision the Giants make. You want to move on from DJ, move on from him. Because I don't care at the quarterback position. I'm going to root for him. However, I think that there is this over analyzing that takes place by Daniel. It just became popular, right?
Yeah,
it's what everybody do. You don't have nothing else to say. Talk shit about Daniel Jones, and it's gonna be okay. We gonna receive it. Okay, I get it too. He's made some bonehead decisions that made me pissed many a times, but at the same time, I'm not going to throw every bad play on the quarterback. So
exactly, man. Exactly. You look, man. You couldn't have said it any better, and I'm glad. I'm glad that this is being said by someone other than me. So now y'all can't say that it is just me and I'm just crazy and I'm tripping and all of that. Like, yo, y'all open your eyes, man. And this is the thing. I need y'all to understand, man. If y'all think that if Daniel Jones goes out there and stinks it up tomorrow, if y'all think that I'm not going to hold him accountable, y'all tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are tripping. I am going to hold him just as accountable, if not more. So, I mean, let's not get it twisted, man. Let's not get it twisted. Solving the race problem. Look, man, I'm gonna keep entertaining you because I think you're enjoying this, and I love the fact that you're enjoying this. So, were the coaches and GM over analyzing too when they tried to replace him this offseason?
No.
Y'all brothers cheerleading.
I think the coaches had to do that. Of course they're going to look at the best option. Listen, Coach Dable said it himself. He would have loved to have had Jaden Daniels. He said it. It was on Hard Knocks. And I believed him when he said it. But Washington wasn't giving up that pick. And I believe this also. If you want 100% sold on a quarterback you want, like if it ain't your guy, you don't take that guy. He better be your guy because you're investing the next 4 years on that player. I honestly think the Giants are in a decent position. I ain't saying they're going to go to the playoffs or win whatever. Right. Here's what I'm saying. You got this guy anyway. Let's say they get a Carson Beck, right? Or they get a Shador Sanders next year. First of all, I don't even know if they're going to be in position to do that, but there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks who are draft worthy, in my opinion, coming out of the draft next year. And it's only week 5. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but it is what it is, right? But let's say the New York Giants, they do find themselves in position to draft the quarterback that they want, and Sanders is their guy. Right. That's who they want. That's who Brian Dable looks at. And he has dreams of drawing up plays for him with his skill sets and bringing him into the offense that they have built in New York. That's their guy. But by the time it's their pick in the draft, he's not available. They tried to move up to get they couldn't get him. And it's this other guy, whoever that person is, who might be a second or third round pick. Now you're going to take this guy only to draft somebody else who's going to look worse than who you have, who's been operating in your system already.
Yep.
I think you wait for your guy. I ain't saying it need to be Sanders' big task at hand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, whoever that guy is, make sure it's your guy. And if you can't get the guy you want, the guy you believe in, don't do it. But if you get the guy you believe in, even if it means that you got to give up a 1 or 2 or 3, you give it up. You get your guy. Because I really think that the foundation that the Giants need, they O-line, they D-line, their secondary, the secondary's young, but they can still build and they could pick something up in the third round next year to help solidify that. Or maybe in free agency, they can make a splash in that regard. I think if you get your guy and you had to give up a lot to get him, now you cooking.
That's a
fact.
But
don't reach, because if you reach, you done.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yo, Attikis, you cooking right now, yo. You are cooking. That is a fact. That is a fact. Because even, like, think about it. We could have got a Drake May. Like, we could have got Michael Penix and J.J. McCarthy. Like, it's easy to just go that way. There was only one person that we have seen that they said was the guy, and that was Jaden Daniels.
Right.
Now, in hindsight, there's a reason on why he said what he said. There's a reason on why he said what he said. And can you blame him?
He saw it.
He saw it. He saw it. And he also saw it in Malik Neighbors. Now, let's not sit here and act like Malik Neighbors wasn't a great pick. I mean, look, we got a dog too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he's gonna be something that's gonna help this franchise now and in the future. So I mean, I'm definitely not mad at what he did, and it's definitely different nuances to, you know, how that drafting process went.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm with you.
I love the Neighbors pick though. I love it.
Come on, man. I mean, I really honestly, man.
Let me ask you a question, if I may.
Yo.
Who's a better receiver in the league? And there are some. Who you think better?
Listen. I honestly think the only guys that I am willing to right now put over Malik Neighbors, I'll give you Justin Jefferson. I'll give you I will maybe give you a CeeDee Lamb. They do so many things that are similar that it's hard to even like decipher the two. But okay, let's say CeeDee Lamb.
I can only think of one person left to think of that I would put in that tier.
And honestly, man,
LSU.
I think, man, my last. I can't even say Devontae Adams at this point, man. I
won't either.
I would have
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
I'll say Jamar Chase, and that's it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll pick Neighbors over Chase, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I see why.
But anybody else is a reach to even suggest they're better at this guy. And the reason I say that is because this guy came into the league as a rookie. He's out playing veterans like they're the rookies.
Come on, man. That is a fact. That is a fact.
He's shitting on him, bro.
Man, I was saying the other show, I didn't even when I went to the Browns game, to see it in person. I mean, he is more athletic than everybody on the field, and it's not even close. It really looked like, man, it really looked like he had on just like a different color jersey out there, and he was like the guy on the field at all times. I mean, his jumping ability is out of this world. The way he just can get himself in a position to make a catch. I mean, look, man. My man Big Dash said this, and I agree with him. We haven't even seen the best. We haven't even. I mean, wait till
Far
that
from
deep
it.
ball gets into the. Oh my God.
Far from it.
He's the guy, man. He needs a guy.
Mhm.
Sarah says he needs a year to develop. He's dropping critical catches. Sarah. No, don't say nothing bad about Malik Neighbors. No, nobody wants you to say anything negative about Malik Neighbors. No,
She
man.
ain't
No.
wrong though.
Come on, man. Hey, no. Malik Neighbors cannot receive any criticism, according to this fan base of ours. Sarah, I'm being sarcastic if you haven't caught on. I'm 1,000% with you. I do think that is the one and only part of his game that I feel like should be criticized.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I have absolutely nothing. But yes, it's been 2 games to where he has dropped some big passes. And to be honest with you, man, even if we remember in the preseason, there were some balls that were dropped, but everybody, of course, we didn't pay too much attention to it because we also seen the other plays that he's made.
Right.
But now that it's translating into real game, and these, like you said, are critical catches, I just feel like, man,
let's not lose sight of the fact that they were very catchable balls.
That's my thing.
They were balls that he really caught,
yeah,
and just didn't hold on to.
Exactly, and that is my thing, man. That is my thing. I think both of those passes in the Dallas game and then in the Washington game, those passes in particular were just very catchable balls, and I think he knows that.
DJ should have put it better though. His ball placement was terrible on those 2 passes though. 3 inches higher, and we would have had extended those drives. Come on, man.
Exactly. No, what he should have did was he should have not only thrown it, he should have caught it too.
He should have caught it too.
That's a fact. Yeah, man. But back to the Seattle game. They do have some questionable guys on the injury report as well. Julian Love, who we should all be familiar with. Right now, he is questionable. We have the linebacker, Boye Mafe. Byron Murphy, the second D tackle, he is out. And Cameron Young, who is also a D tackle, he is out. So those are just some notable names that you want to keep in mind. D tackle position. I mean, again, Tyrone Tracy, man, I think this is your game. I think this is your game, man, to do what we would love for you to do, man. What we could see that you could do.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is my last point, man. Before we call it a show. The last thing that I am hoping to see is aggression, and not only aggression from the players, but I'm hoping to see aggression from this coaching staff. I do not want to play conservative ball. I mean, of course, if we have to get points in certain situations, it's not mattering. Of course, let's get our points. But if we 3 yards from the end zone or something like that, I need 2022 Coach Dable to come back in full effect. We are at the point now where we need to go get it. Let's not sit back and wait for them to hand it to us. Let's go take it. So on both sides of the ball, man, I want to see some aggressiveness, and hopefully that also translates into us gaining momentum throughout that game.
No doubt. I agree with you 100%. I think that Brian Dable has slowly worked his way back into offensive play calling for this season also. And you can see each week he's gotten better and better. Week 1, he looked like a hot mess.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure out which side of the play calling sheet to look at, and it translated into an embarrassing loss. I actually felt worse about this loss than the 40-0 opening game last year to the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm being 100% honest. But I agree with you. I want to see some aggression. I want to see them come out hot. I want to see them not afraid to throw the ball down the field. I want to see a first down play shot, 45-yard airtime down the field, get them started, make them play on their heels. Set up the run by throwing a pass. I want to see the aggression on the defensive side of the ball. Set the edge. I want to see pressure. I want to see Elijah Chapman and Dexter Lawrence pushing those tackles into his lap. I want Geno Smith to be like, what the fuck is going on here tonight? That's what I want to see happen. If they could put some pressure on them, that'll take some of the pressure off these corners. Offensively, attack. And let's see what happens, man. What else you got to lose? You 1-3. You 1-3. Do something.
Let's go. Let's go. Look, man, it has been a pleasure, man. Thank you for vibing with me, man. Thank you for logging on with me. Look, this is why I'm telling y'all, man, to make sure that y'all subscribe to the NYG Blue Zone, man. This is why. Y'all see? You know what I mean? Y'all see? You've been definitely cooked tonight, man. But we definitely gonna have a post game live right after the game, man. You are more than welcome, and yeah, man. Hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully this is just the start. And look, y'all, I need everybody to do. I tell this to all the fans all the time. Let's control what we can control. Let's do our part. You know what I mean? Look, put your blue on tomorrow. And let's ride, okay? Let's ride. I don't use the fan word oftentimes because I look at us as soldiers, okay? And soldiers, look, if we get knocked down, we're gonna get right back up, and that's the mentality that we should have. So, listen, tomorrow, it's not impossible. Don't be looking at tomorrow as mission impossible. You know, let's see what happens. Let's go into this game with our head held up high, and let's root for a win, man. Any last closing words?
For me, let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. That's it. That's it, man. Thank y'all for rocking out with us. Again, make sure you subscribe not only to my channel, but to Attikis' channel as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all after the game tomorrow. Giant salute.
Peace.
A rock don't move from a pebble. We don't cruise with the devil. We don't lose, we don't settle. Hard as heavy metal, but it's smooth as the trouble that take you to that level that we ball on. We stand tall on, but never fall on. You can call on, get up off the floor, strengthen up your core. The mind is never poor. We shine like the sun of prime. Call it Shador.